We are here thanks to Virtual Financial Advice. My name is Paul Jansz. I'll be your host, and thanks for joining us again today. Now, let me welcome our Virtual Financial CEO. Sorry, mate. I know you carry the CEO title, the CFO title. You're the director, Adem Becirevic. Welcome. How are you, mate?
Excellent, mate. Excellent. Thanks for this hosting the session today. Fantastic.
My pleasure.
Before we get started, I might just say that it's just general advice today. We haven't taken into account the objectives, financial situations, or needs. Obviously, if you want to have a more personalised session, to please book a meeting with myself.
We're talking about investments. We're talking markets. Let's talk the hot topic. We're talking about the economy. We're talking about inflation.
Yep.
We have a new leader back in charge of the free world. What's your thoughts on the Trump administration, the possible impacts on the market and how that may impact our Australian markets as well? And of course, we have an Australian election looming this year as well. What's your thoughts?
Well, I think with Trump getting in, the great thing about Trump and the Republicans is that the markets generally go well, and we've seen that. Our own portfolio last month did 8% in 1 month. So there's a lot of positive stuff there going. Obviously, the markets are very interesting. Inflation's very interesting. I think it's more under control now, and I think going forward, I can see this year being probably a couple of rate cuts in the market. I think things are looking very positive. But obviously with our own election coming up in Australia, interesting to see what happens there in regards to, at the moment they're talking about Albanese's probably doing it pretty tough, and the Liberals could get back in, and I personally think that's probably another good thing for the markets as well. So I'm kind of in favour of that happening.
Okay, so you don't think whether Albo stays in there or the other fella gets in, it won't have too much impact on our markets?
I don't think so. I think if anything, it'll be favourable if the Liberals get in. I think you'll see the Australian market really be strong and take off, I think.
What's your opinion on what's good, or let's call it the right time to invest? I know there's there's a lot of talk at the moment with I suppose we just mentioned Trump before. The tariffs that are taking place.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's already imposed tariffs on Canada and China and other markets. At the moment, we're sort of sitting back here. I think when he wants something, he might engage us, but at the moment, he doesn't want anything, so that's a good thing. So what's your opinion on when's the right time to invest? And certainly on, let's call it, I know a lot of clients are talking about adding more money towards superannuation. Tell me about that.
Oh, look, we say to our clients that no one knows when the bottom of the market is. And I think you just got to continuously put money into the market, per month, per year, and just get that effect. So I think trying to time the market's very, very difficult. No one can do it, and I just think you just need to have a strategy with your planner to make sure that you've got enough, and potentially with your accountant with regards to tax deductions, in regards to what you're going to do there to make sure you maximise your superannuation going forward. And I'm a big believer in trying to use the caps as much as you can. At the moment, the cap is $30,000 as a tax deduction for this year, and there's also a thing that a lot of people don't know called the catch-up contribution. So if you haven't maximised that 30,000 over the last 5 years, you can catch it up now. And a great way to find that is if you just go into your MyGov and under taxation, you can actually see what your catch-up is. And highly recommend clients have a look at that.
Now, I know at Virtual Financial, the advisors, and
Yes.
I know you've made this a part of the offering, let's say, and I'm going to talk about the MDA. And the MDA plays a large role for a lot of the Virtual Financial clients.
Yeah.
The MDA itself, and then you've got it inside of self-managed super fund. Let's talk about performance and the performance over the last 12 months.
Yeah, look, the MDA is very strong. It's given us consistent returns over long periods of time, and the managed discretionary account, the MDA, basically how we invest those funds is we normally put roughly around 50% into the share market, and the other 50% is in other assets like gold, and fixed interest, and infrastructure, and so forth. So we private debt. So we really try and diversify the portfolio. The last 12 months, the return's been close to 12%. So it's been a very solid return. And we have long-term, 5-year returns of about 9%. So it's very solid. And for clients that don't want to have a whole lot of their money in the share market. Some clients prefer to have, like for example, we have non-listed property and listed property in that portfolio as well. So we can actually, put property into the fund, which some clients are very comfortable with.
Okay, mate, let's talk about retail. So, in terms of the virtual
Yep.
financial retail fund,
Yep.
um, I'm pretty sure you use a company called Hub24. Tell us a little bit about that and tell us about the investments that you focus on and how did that perform over the last quarter of 2024?
The platform we use is called Hub24. So it's the biggest platform in Australia, has $120 billion of funds under management. So it's a great platform. I love using it myself. And so we have two offerings. So we have one with beta shares. It's normally our growth portfolio, dynamic growth portfolio we use with beta shares. It's a great fund, and we normally use that for clients with up to maybe 100, $150,000. That fund performed really well last year, did about 13%, so it performed really well. So very happy with it. And then our other offering is with more of a boutique offering with private portfolio managers. So basically, that offering is quite unique in the sense that it's only got 20 global stocks and only 20 Australian stocks. And the managers there are very particular on how they invest the money. So they only invest in companies that have no debt, that have billions in the bank, and that generally pay good dividends, like around 10%. So the strategy's worked really well over the 28 years. It's been very, very solid. Last 12 months, the global fund's done about 34%.
Wow.
So it's been very, very strong. The Australian fund's done about 12%.
Yeah.
So, very, very strong returns. So our clients are getting strong returns, but more importantly is, as you said before, about talking about losses. Clients are more averse to losses than talking about gains. And the great thing about the PPM portfolio during GFC and during COVID, never lost any money
Yeah.
because
Look,
we're only investing in the top 20 stocks. Like we're not. So the difference is for our clients, and I tell them this, is that we're not investing in 300 or 400 stocks like your industry funds and so forth, and the banks, because they have to, because they've got 2 million members and they've got $20 billion to invest. They
correct.
can't invest in just 20 stocks.
Yeah.
So you don't really get that, that portfolio that's really kind of designed for the client. It's designed for Australian Retirement Trust. It's developed for them. It's not
Yes.
developed for the client. So ours is different. We design our portfolios for our clients.
Mate, any advice before we look to wrap up? Any advice you can give clients moving forward as we look forward to 2025?
Yeah.
Elections coming. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, I think, like what I say to all clients, I just think it's really important to, take the time to spend one day a year on your financial health, looking at what's happening, and really just drilling down with your financial planner, your accountant, your mortgage broker, your lawyer, your estate planning, and just spend one day a year making sure all the boxes are ticked, because we're all busy. And some of my clients that have taken that one day off a year have thanked me for it. So it's the best thing they've ever done. They're a lot less stressed. And like, at the end of the day, our point of difference at Virtual Financial is we do a retirement plan for all of our clients. And so part of that can be, do your retirement plan, make sure you're on track.
Good way to wrap up. Adam,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for joining us.